And just like that, I am back. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Listen, it's a short week, so you should be happy about it, right? So, I am back tonight to briefly bring to you what we are journeying on this week while we are still in the mini series of In the Waiting Period, right? So the waiting period, what is the waiting period? So if you have not watched the previous videos, then you don't know what I'm talking about the waiting period, right? So you got to go on back over there and watch the videos the last week of what the waiting period is. However, I will tell you just briefly, okay? So the waiting period as we are journeying, it is the period, the in between time, in the meantime, between process and manifestation. So right now we're talking about the waiting period of we're waiting for our kingdom spouse or kingdom marriage, right? That's what we're talking about in the waiting period. So these episodes for last week and this week are talking to the single people. Now, we normally talk to the married people and all the people in between, but this is roughly for the single people as we are preparing to be married, right? So I just want to take you on the journey that I have been on and hopefully shed something and give you something that will encourage you while you wait to wait well, right? So you have to go back and watch the video from last week. Like I said, we're still in the waiting period, and last week was on growth in the different levels of growth. This week we are talking about building faith while in the waiting period. Now we all know Hebrews 11 and 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen, right? So we are hoping and waiting that one day we will be with that kingdom spouse, right? In that kingdom marriage. But until then, in the waiting room, we are learning how to wait well. And what does building faith look like? So this week, that's what we are going to be talking about, building faith. Because faith is not something that you build on today and it's okay tomorrow. No, 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 no. Faith is a continued process. It's a continued preparation. And that necessarily doesn't even have to do with just marriage, right? That can be waiting on any desire that you have for God to fulfill, right? Hi, Angela. Welcome to Journey, the podcast tonight. We are talking about building faith. Whew. Faith is something else, okay? And faith takes you a long way. And like I said, it's not just about in kingdom marriages, but that's what we're talking about. But you can use that in any area of your life. Faith is a continued practice. You have to who do it daily, sometimes hourly. And we're going to talk about ways this week that we can build our faith while we are waiting on God to manifest the promises that He has given us. Because we all know that the waiting period goes along with what? God's time period, right? So while we wait, there's a song. Juanita Bynum has a song, I Don't Mind Waiting. And my mom used to play this song. She plays the radio in it every day. The radio never cuts off in her house. So she has that song playing. Sometimes she changed the music, but for the most part, she had that song playing. And it's called Juanita Bynum's I Don't Mind Waiting. And the song just says, I don't mind waiting on you, God. And I remember my old church, my old pastor used to go around and pass the mic, and people would sing that song, and it just was like a movement that went throughout the church because so many people are waiting on so many different things for God to come and to show up. And a lot of times you do get weary while you are waiting on it to come. But God said, let us not grow weary because that's a process that even you grow to, because sometimes we can be okay waiting, and then when a little time go by we're like, all right, Lord, like what you doing? But we're still in a waiting period. And it's just a continuous surrender to waiting on God and God's timing for things. So, how do we wait? What does waiting well look like? How does it work? Listen, it's a continued practice. I'm telling you, every day I had to learn in this journey to wait. And I'm still learning to wait because I'm still in the single side as well. So I'm still learning to wait and to build my faith. But how do you do that when sometimes life gets hard, you can't see your way, you don't understand what is going on? then you just have to steal away like I had to do today. Get some quiet time and listen to God. And he'll tell you, I need you to wait a little while longer. I need you to do this. I need you to keep coming to me and not be anxious and get in a hurry and try to move ahead of me. So he does little things to build our faith up and trust God that it's going to work out, but still in his time. So there are some things, some practices that we're going to get into this week. I just want to jump on real quick to let you know what we're going to be talking about this week. So you can get your thoughts, anything, any ways that you have that has built your faith up. And mine has been through a lot of practices. And I was listening to this preacher yesterday. He was saying that when you feel like you're in a wilderness and you don't know what's going on, check your history with God. Like God has come through so many times before in so many different ways. And each time, all they're doing is building your faith up a little bit more, a little bit more. And then you can sit back and you can go back and say, I remember when God came through and did this. So why wouldn't he do this? Yeah, that's right. So building your faith is just like a muscle. We're gonna have to keep on getting it, keep on getting it. We ain't where we need to be yet, but we're gonna get there eventually. And then once your faith be built up so strong, you be like, child, that ain't nothing. I'm good. I'm waiting on God, baby. I ain't even bothered. I'm so content. I ain't even worried about it no more. Because he done showed me too many times who he is through so many different ways. So that builds your faith up as well, your relationship with God. um how, like I said, have you seen him do things before? It's just a continued practice of building your faith. And one major thing that you need to do, or that I do as well, is have a partner that you can call and talk to when your faith is low that day. Because we are human, because we have what, human side, spiritual side, and natural side, right? So our spiritual side knows that faith is the substance of things hoped for. I don't mind waiting on God. God gonna come through right on time. Spiritual, we know all of these things. We know all the scriptures. We know all the songs. We know all the word. We've seen this. But on the natural side, your natural side, that's your flesh. And it can rise up sometime, and it can have you feeling all types of ways, and then in your emotions and your mind be all over the place. And then in those times, we just have to get still and pray. And baby, I have to know my mind and my head every day, okay? Because all it takes is one thought, then you can start going to the left and doing a whole lot of other stuff. So we're gonna work on this week some more ways that we can build our faith. And like I said, having an accountability partner is very good. That's number one on our list. I wasn't gonna even give y'all none today, but that's number one on your list as we journey through this, to have your accountability partner that you can call, that you can pray with, that can check, you can check on them, they can check on you, because life gets hard and life be life, and but God be God. But when you have that person that you can talk to with no judgment, to help you build your faith and can share their testimony with you as well, they don't mind being transparent, because I'm gonna be transparent with y'all, okay? Because baby, my faith now where it is, it's a whole lot on a whole nother level than where it used to be. But that came through what? Process, preparation. Like it wasn't easy. And in the waiting period, it's not easy. I don't care what nobody's saying. It ain't easy, especially when you're trying to do things God's way, because God's ways are not our ways. Our thoughts are definitely not his thoughts. So sometimes it gets hard and we need somebody to talk to. And it's not that. So you have to be prayerful and discerning of spirits on who it is that you can talk to. But you need somebody in your corner that can get a prayer through and talk to God, that you've just seen the fruits of them. That they can pray with you, pray for you, even when y'all not on the phone. That, hey, let's read some scriptures. You all right? You was in my spirit. Like those type of friends is what you need in this season of our life, whether it's building faith or whatever it is. Somebody that can pick you up in the spirit, that God can drop you in their spirit and they call and checking on you, not just to see what you did today or whatever, but now you all right? God put you in my spirit. Is everything all right? Then you tell them, well, now something ain't right. That's why God put them in your spirit, to pray, to call, to check on them, to do those type of things so we can make it through this next season of our life. Okay? So that's all I got. I just want to come on real briefly and give that little moments of how we're going to build our faith during the waiting period. Because, like I said, it's a continued thing, right? So, get your pen and your paper together. Let's get ready to journey through and look and think about and pray about tonight. Who can your accountability partner be? We're going to all have us one by tomorrow, okay? Let's pray about it. Let's think about it. So, we're going to bring a friend on so we can rock this thing on out, okay? So, until tomorrow, thank you.